Good morning. We are passing to the next module, lipids, steroids, vitamins and hormones. First is lipids. Lipids are naturally occurring compounds present in living organisms. They are a group of biomolecules which are insoluble in water but are soluble in organic solvents like ether, chloroform, etc. These are called lipids. So lipids are naturally occurring compounds present in living organisms. They are a group of biomolecules which are insoluble in water and soluble in organic solvents like ether, chloroform, etc. Classification of lipids. First one is simple lipids. What do you mean by simple lipids? Simple lipids are those yield fatty acids and alcohol on hydrolysis. Lipids which can yield fatty acids and an alcohol upon hydrolysis, they are known as simple lipids. Example, fats, oils, etc. Second one is complex lipids. What are complex lipids? These are lipids which yield fatty acids, alcohols and other compounds upon hydrolysis. They are known as complex lipids. Example, phospholipids, glycolipids, etc. These are examples for complex lipids. What are they? Phospholipids and glycolipids. Complex lipids can give fatty acids, alcohol and other compounds upon hydrolysis. They are known as complex lipids. Next is derived lipids. What do you mean by derived lipids? It is derived lipids are derived from simple and complex lipids. From simple and complex lipids, the lipids which can derive from simple lipids and complex lipids are known as derived lipids. Example is fatty acids, alcohols, monoglycerides, vitamin A, D, E, etc. These are examples for derived lipids. What are derived lipids? The lipids which can be derived from simple lipids and complex lipids upon hydrolysis. Such lipids are known as derived lipids. And now you come hydrolyzable lipids. What is that? Hydrolyzable lipids. What do you mean by hydrolyzable lipids? These can be cleaved into smaller molecules. Hydrolyzable lipids means these lipids can be cleaved into smaller units. They are known as hydrolyzable lipids. Example, fats, oils, wax, etc. Next is non-hydrolyzable lipids. This means they cannot be cleaved into smaller units. The lipids that cannot be cleaved into smaller molecules or smaller units are known as non-hydrolyzable lipids. Example, steroids, terpene, vitamins, etc. They are non-hydrolyzable lipids. But that non-hydrolyzable lipids, they cannot be cleaved into simple molecules or simple units. Example, steroids, then terpene and vitamins. Okay. Next we study in detail about fats and oils. So we are passing to fats and oils. Fats and oils. Fats and oils are triglycerides. What are they? These are triglycerides. What do you mean by triglycerides? Triglycerides are triesters of glycerol. Triesters of glycerol. What do you mean by triesters of glycerol? What is the formula of glycerol? As you know, CH2OH, CHOH and CH2OH. This is glycerol. What do you mean by triester? Three esters. That means glycerol will react with three molecules of a higher fatty acid, like okay, you can take RCOH, then another R dot COH and R2 dot COH. These are higher fatty acids. So this is glycerol. What is this one? This is glycerol, and these are fatty acids. Then what will happen? Esterification reaction, minus 3 molecules of H2O, and what do you get? We get CH2O, then what is that? CO, R, and CHO, COR dot, and CH2O. Okay, you can show this way or this way also. You can show C double bond or R2 dot. So what is this? This is triester. Triester. So this is ester unit. This is another ester unit. This is also ester unit. That means this is triester of glycerol. They are known as fats and oils. Example for fat and or oil. Example is instead of formula R, we can take CH2O, CO, C15H31, C15, CO, C15H31, and CHO, C double bond O, C15H31. I am taking R dot and R2 dot. Same R only I am taking, which is that group C15H31 and CH2O, C double bond O, C15H31. Okay, this is known as tripalmitin. What is this one? This is known as a tripalmitin. Okay, this is known as a tripalmitin. So this is glycerol unit, and which acid is this one? Instead of RCOH, which acid is this one? You can see that C15H31 COH. Our acid is this is our fatty acid C15H31 COH. This acid is known as palmitic acid. Palmitic acid. So when palmitic acid and glycerol, esterify or undergo esterification reaction, we get what is that? Tripalmitin. This is an example for a fat and oil. Okay. Next is saponification. Saponification. The alkaline hydrolysis of fats and oils to give glycerol and soap. The reaction is known as saponification reaction. What is that? Alkaline hydrolysis of fats and oils. Fats and oils will give glycerol and soap. That means what is soap? Sodium salt of a higher fatty acid. So look at here, what is saponification reaction? CH2O, CO, R, and CHO, C double bond O, R dash, and CH2O, C double bond O, R2 dash. This is our fat or oil. Okay, this upon alkaline hydrolysis, 3 NaOH, 3 molecules of NaOH. What we get? The bond breaks and we get CH2OH, CHOH, CH2OH. So what do we get? CH2OH. Okay, upon hydrolysis we will get bond breaks, CH2, 3 molecules of NaOH. So here you get CH2OH, and here also you get CHOH, CH2OH from 3 molecules, remaining 3 molecules of Na. First Na will go here, so what we will get? CH2OH, here it is CHOH, and here it is CH2OH. Okay, From here you will get RCOONA plus what will form R C double bond ONA, and second Na will go here. So what you will get R dot C double bond ONA, R dot plus R dot C double bond ONA, and plus R2 dot C double bond ONA. So this is soap. Sodium salt of higher fatty acid. Sodium salt of higher fatty acid. If we are taking what is that? Tripalmitin, what we get? C15H31 C double bond ONA, sodium palmitate. So that is soap. Okay, from palmitic acid you will get sodium palmitate. Okay. So this is what is saponification. What do you mean by saponification? It is the alkaline hydrolysis of fats or oils with sodium hydroxide to give what is that? What we will get? We will get glycerol and soap. This reaction is known as saponification reaction. This is the saponification number or saponification value. What do you mean by saponification number or saponification value? Look at here. It is defined as the number of milligrams of KOH required to saponify 1 gram of the fat or oil. Required to saponify 1 gram of the fat or oil. Once again, saponification number or saponification value is defined as the number of milligrams of KOH. In the previous example, we have taken NaOH. What do you mean by saponification? It is the what is that? Alkaline hydrolysis. Alkaline hydrolysis of fats or oils to get glycerol and soap. Same reaction we are carrying out here with KOH. So what is saponification? It is the number of milligrams of KOH required to saponify 1 gram of fat or oil. Here you are taking the fat or oil. What is that? Tristearin. Tristearin. That means this triester is formed from glycerol and stearic acid. What is stearic acid? C17H35COH. Correct? So this is a triester of glycerol with stearic acid. So saponification, what do you mean by saponification? Reaction with an alkali. Here the alkali is KOH. Like in our previous example, here we need 3 molecules of KOH. Then what will happen? Upon saponification, what we get? We get CH2OH, correct? First molecule OH. Then CHOH, CH2OH, we are getting glycerol. Plus what we will get? C17H35COOK. There are 3 molecules of potassium salt of stearic acid. Here what do you get? Instead of sodium salt, we get potassium salt of what is the acid? Stearic acid, C17H35COH. So C17H35C double bond O. K. Similarly, we are getting 3 molecules, that is written here 3 C17H35COK. So this is the saponification of what is that? Tristearin. Now what is the saponification value of this tristearin? So what is that? It is the number of milligrams of KOH. Here you can see that according to the balanced equation, here you can see that the molar mass of molecular mass of tristearin is 890 gram. This 890 gram of tristearin, that is our fat or oil, required 3 moles of KOH. That means 3 into 1 mole KOH. What is the mass? 56 gram. Therefore 3 mole, 3 into 56, 160 gram. So here you can see that 890 gram of our fat or oil required 160 gram of KOH. 160 gram of KOH. But we need number of milligrams of KOH. Therefore, we are converting 160 gram into milligram. That means 160 into 1000. You are getting this much milligram of KOH. Or we can say that 890 gram of tristearin, our fat or oil, required how many grams of milligrams of KOH? This much milligrams of KOH. Now, what is saponification number? Defined as the number of milligrams of KOH required to saponify 1 gram of fat or oil. 890 gram required this much milligram of KOH. Therefore, 1 gram of stearin required this much milligram divided by 890. How many milligrams of KOH? 188.7 milligram of KOH. This is what is called this 188.7 milligram of KOH. This is the saponification number of tristearin. Okay, so 890 gram of tristearin required this much milligram of KOH. Therefore, 1 gram requires this milligram 168,000 divided by 890. That means 188.76. That is the saponification value of tristearin. What is the importance of this way you can find out the saponification number of any fat or oil. Okay, now what is the importance of saponification value? Saponification value provides an idea about the average molecular mass of the fat or oil. Saponification number gives an idea about the average molecular mass of the fat or oil. That means higher the saponification number, when this saponification number is higher, the lower the molecular mass of fat or oil, lower the molecular mass of the fat or oil. When the saponification value is more, saponification number is high, then it means that the molecular mass of the fat or oil will be low. Okay, this is the importance of saponification number. Okay, thank you. We continue in the next class.